Hello, welcome to 4th grade's 2022 Virtual Parent Information Night. I'm Mrs. Wells. This is my 4th year at St. Joe's. I did graduate from the College of St. Benedict, and I live in Farmington with my husband, John. It's a picture of John and me over there on the right side. I love the color pink. Target is my favorite store. I drink coffee every single day. I love all things Disney, from the parks to the movies to coloring pages. Anything Disney is my jam. And Lakeville Brewing is one of my favorite restaurants. I'm so excited to have your child in my class this year. So let's jump in and learn more about 4th grade together. We have a behavior plans for 4th grade. We talk about house systems, class marble jar, and honor systems almost daily in our class. The house system, you probably heard your child talk about their house at school. They can earn points and lose points for their house. They earn points by doing positive things like helping, above and beyond thinking, using great manners. They can lose points by being disruptive or being off task or kind of being rude or mean or disrespectful. Now, the class marble jar is a whole class reward. So as a whole group of 27 kids, if they are overall doing what they should be doing, going above and beyond, being great listeners, respectful work times, they can earn marbles. If overall as a whole class they aren't doing very well, they're being extra chatty, not getting their work done, being rude, then they would lose marbles. When we fill our marble jar, we get to have a class reward, and that changes and we vote on those as they come up. Now, the honor system kind of works with our house system, so I'm going to share that on the next slide. The honor system is our honor pledge. We say this every single day. Okay? We go through the humility, obedience, neighborliness, opportunity to show our faith, and respect. Students are expected to be doing the right thing, to be following along with our honor pledge. When they do something that really shows that honor, they get to have an honor slip. They can keep them in and cash them in for different prizes at different levels. They also earn 10 house points for their house when they receive an honor slip from an adult in our school. This can happen across every single class and from any teacher or adult in our school, like Mrs. Needon or Mrs. Roach can even give out honor slips. Now, if they are disregarding our honor pledge, they would receive what we call a check. They would lose house points based on their checks. For the first check, they lose 5 house points. For the second check, they lose 10 more house points. And for the third check, they would lose 15 more house points. Now, they can get these across all classes and from all teachers and adults in our building as well. If your child receives 3 checks in one day, you will get a note from me kind of explaining how the day went, what happened. Sometimes I will send email just to update you if your child gets 2 checks, just depending on how it went. If they were really, really severe, you would get that email. If it's kind of just like, we just had a tough day, I might just check in with you too. I'm always for over-communicating. So that's our honor pledge. Homework in 4th grade. We fill out our planners together in the afternoon, and I send a copy of that on Seesaw at the end of the day to you. Now, types of homework. We have daily homework. Almost always we'll have some sort of math homework, spelling practice Monday through Thursday, and then nightly reading of 15 minutes. There's no reading calendar as of right now in 4th grade, so I just ask that you help hold your child accountable and ensure that they are reading to become a better student and learner. Now, weekly homework. Occasionally in 4th grade, we do have Spanish homework. Senora Eldago will be your contact person for Spanish, as I am not in the classroom because it's a specialist class. And in their Friday folder, they will receive 1 point for having the folder empty and signed and returned on Monday morning. That'll go in their religion grade. Occasionally, we might have homework in technology, social studies, especially when we get closer to our states, learning about our 50 states, music with recorders or the Christmas program, And religion, when we have like the Christmas program, we will do saint projects and speeches coming up here in October. And when we do the living stations, there will be practice needed for homework for that. Now, religion and social studies are mostly discussion-based grades. Since we have conversations and talking and participating, that's where most of those grades points will come from. You can expect your child to have around 15 to 35 minutes total of work each day. Now, students do get time in class. They can use early finisher time or at the end of the day during dismissal to work on their homework. If they really are feeling motivated, they can have almost 25 minutes of work time during our school day. Missing and late work. I put all of our grades on Educate, okay? TAD, remember, is the parent and like the financial part. Educate is the school and the grades part. If there's ever a worksheet that goes with an assignment, I will attach that to the assignment itself. So if you click on the assignment in Educate, it should bring up a link to the worksheet that you would need. Now, if an assignment is marked missing or late, missing means it has not been turned in yet, and it looks like a 0. Late means that the assignment was turned in late. So for example, like homework, if it's due on Tuesday and your child turns it in on Wednesday or Thursday, that would be considered late homework because it was due Tuesday. Now, homework I give 2 points for, pretty much for completion, if they tried their hardest. We do correct it, but their score is not based on how they did on the homework. If an assignment is turned in late, they will not receive the full 2 points. They will have some points taken off, a little bit, about half a point taken off. Sometimes you might see excused assignments. These are assignments the student does not need to do for various reasons. Maybe they were gone and it just was an in-class activity that is really hard to complete outside of the classroom. They are excused from it. Or if they were working with another teacher, like Mrs. McCullough for instructional support, they might have an excused assignment in the grade book. Let me know if you have questions as those arise. As I said, most of the homework will be worth 2 points, and it's given a 0 if it's when it is supposed to be due until it gets turned in. They have that chance to get those points a little bit back by turning in work. On Fridays, I like to have ketchup and pickle time. This is a time where I try to catch all that missing work, whether it's homework or things we do in class. If they don't get it done, it does go home with them on Friday, and it is expected that it gets done as soon as possible so they don't have any missing work. If they have that missing work, then they are in the catch-up spot where they have to catch up on their work. If they have all of their work turned in, they are a pickle, and they get to pick a fun activity to do. We'll have our first one here starting next week, hopefully. So keep your eyes out, and I will send email updates if your child has any missing work, informing you to check Educate to see their grades. Star binders are kind of the hub of all school things in 4th grade. Inside their planner, inside there is their website logins, their username and passwords. The planner should be getting signed each night. I will be checking randomly, like 1 to 3 times a week, that their planners are getting signed. If their planners are filled in completely how they should be, like my homework pages, and planners are signed, then they can earn 5 house points each time I check. There is a Spanish section in the Star Binder, which will be where the worksheets and papers for Spanish will go. We do have a separate binder for music. There's a music section in there, and anything from Mrs. Montour that they might need for music would go into that folder. Service projects are done at home and outside of school. They need to complete 1 service project per trimester. I will share a link to this on Google Classroom. You can also find a link to the service projects on the St. Joe's website. Each grade group, has a little different. Like K1 and 2 have a different service project form than 3, 4, 5 has a different form than 6, 7, 8, the middle school does. In 4th grade, they need to have 1 hour of service per trimester. They need to fill in the front and the back. There's 2 pages on service projects, and it must be signed by the parent or the guardian. It does need to be turned in by the last day of the trimester. We'll start writing that in our planner here really soon as a reminder, and it'll be on the homework page that I send home on Seesaw. Google Classroom. You can access Google Classroom from home. I shared a video on Seesaw last week about how to practice logging in. So for example, the students would want to go to google.com and they would sign in using their @stjoesapps.org email, their address, and their password. They do need to include that @stjoesapps.org at the end of the email, like you would log in right over here on the right. Otherwise, it's going to go to a Gmail account. And since it's technically through Google, but it's not Gmail, they need to add that @stjoesapps.org to the end. Our school Chromebooks do that automatically, so that's where they might get confused. Then you can go into Google Classroom. You can just search Google Classroom, and it should pop up. The 4th graders should have this bookmarked on their page. Using Google Classroom, we will do this such as writing papers, especially for our SAINT projects. We'll do some slideshows or Google slide work in there for math, and sometimes I'll link stuff for videos for them to watch or websites to use. It's a great tool, pretty easy to navigate once you are able to get into the Google account. Just wanted to say thank you. So as a reminder, I do send a lot of my communication through Seesaw. I send newsletters each Friday, daily homework, and you can also message me, or I can message you individually too if I have any needs or questions or notifications for just you. You can also send me an email at angelin.wells@stjoesapps.org. I have both. I do check Seesaw more often after school hours just because I have the app on my phone. Feel free to contact me with any questions or concerns. We're a team, and we're here to help your 4th grader become more independent and responsible as this year goes on. I look forward to a great year. Thanks for listening. Bye.